Hi everybody.
Hey everyone. How are you all?
Thanks for tuning in.
We're coming at you live.
Coming at you live from good old Utah.
We got a good subject today. So, we're excited to start it.
We are excited. Let's bring it down just a little.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. Well, let's get going.
So, today our subject is on what is an empath and being empathic and what does that look like and are you empathic? And if you are, how that could affect you in your daily life. So, let's see. So, being an empath means that you have the natural gift to feel the emotions of other people as if they're your own. So, I could be by Jen, and she's feeling sad, and I'm feeling sad exactly the way she's feeling. And it can be hard, but it can be a gift in a lot of ways. So
it's almost as if you were like a sponge and you're soaking up everybody's energy around you, and you might not even be knowing that you're doing it.
Yeah.
So someone could walk in the room all of a sudden, you're like, they're having a drink, like they're having a bad day. So then you're like, oh, you feel it.
Yeah, you totally pick up right away. And a lot of people explain it like they feel anxiety, and they might be feeling that. Some people might have anxiety, but some people might also be empathic and not understand that that's what it is, and it's not even their own. It's everybody's around them and what they're feeling.
You just feel very overwhelmed, anxious. There's like so much going on that you just don't know how to feel peace, and then that could be why as well.
Yeah. So today we're going to go over all of the ways you can feel this way, and then next video we're going to do on how to help you if you are an empath and what that looks like, so that it can be healthy and not overtake your life, because me and Jen have definitely had both.
Yeah, for sure.
So
there is a difference between being empathic and having empathy. You want to talk about that, Katie?
Yeah, so having empathy, everybody should have empathy in life, and that is more like you feel for somebody whose house burned down, and you're like, oh, I feel for them. That's empathy. And in being empathic is to the next level of like, you literally feel how they feel, and it's overwhelming to you. So it's to a whole nother level of it. So it's just a lot more overwhelming, and it's as if you're them, and it's a thing, like it's a real thing. And we're lucky enough to have each other to understand it, because we both have gone through it and we both have it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have it, they don't realize it, and I think everybody in this world to a certain degree feels other people, but we do it to where we feel it as if we're them. So okay, so we're gonna get to, so there is a difference between just having empathy and being empathic.
So we wanted to go over a few different, we have 15 different bullet points, or a list of 15 things that can kind of show or give you an understanding if you're empathic or not.
Yeah.
So this is just a list of what we've come up with and what we've experienced.
What we personally have gone through, so we've written our list of like how it's affected us.
So if this is ringing true to you, it could be that you're very empathic.
Yeah, and you'll need certain tools to help you through it in life, because it's very different from anything else that you'll experience. And so we will be doing the next video on that. And this is something that I love doing sessions on, is helping women who are empathic, because it's not easy. You literally won't be in bed or exhausted all the time if you don't know how to take care of it the right way.
It can be very overwhelming, and as I said, you can feel very anxious and overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about the 15 things that we wrote down, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah. So the first one is you feel others' energy as if it's your own, which we've talked about already. Last night, actually, Jen was at my house doing a session on two of my high school best friends, and as they're crying, I'm over crying. Like, I'm over here crying with them. And that is like I felt them as if it was me and what they were going through, and I could feel it that deep. So that's the first one.
The second one would be having a high or strong sense of knowing. So it's almost like as if someone could walk into, or not walk into a room, but someone could be lying to you, and you kind of already know they're lying to you.
Yeah.
It's like a really good BS
BS meter. You have a good BS meter.
Yeah.
And literally you are like, later you're like, oh, that totally wasn't true. And you just know it. It's like an inner knowing. You just
feel
it. You vibe it. It's like a vibe that you just feel it. And
yeah.
And also, this is a good thing if you have to trust it. If you feel like, oh, I shouldn't go around this person or whatever, because it's your inner self telling you, like, yeah, this isn't healthy for you. So yeah.
Yeah, you can pick up the vibes of someone with this, having this strong sense of knowing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is if there's an area or a room that you're in and you don't feel comfortable and you feel like, oh, that's not a very good room, like there's shady stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of feel like the vibes of what's going on as well and pick up off of that very easily.
Yeah. So, okay, another one, this one happens to me constantly.
So this would be number 3.
Number 3, everyone confides in you. They open up to you. They tell you everything. Literally, like I'm in the chair at the dentist and the dentist tells me about the death and about what happened last weekend. And I'm in the grocery line and the lady's like telling me in a deep level, like, what just happened with her and her husband last weekend. And it constantly happens to me everywhere I go. I have lots of family members constantly calling me. Like, a lot of people open up and they tell you and they trust you with their stresses and their emotions, and they just naturally open up to you.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is definitely one that happens a lot with empaths. So
number 4, and this is, it's hard to say no. It's hard to say no because you almost feel like if I say no or set a boundary, you can feel what the other person would feel. So it's almost like you'd have people walk all over you versus feel what they might feel if you said no to them.
Yeah, and this even affects me, like, I can be a pushover as a mom sometimes because I will feel how my kid feels and then I'm like, oh, I don't like that made them feel sad. Or if I'm like, get up, it's time to get up in the morning, and then they're like, but we're tired, and I can feel how they're tired. So that can be hard. Does it work?
I don't know if it's still, I think it's still going.
Yeah. Okay. So that one is,
that's number 4.
hard to say
it's
no.
hard to say no.
But it's, in our world, we actually have to learn boundaries a lot more than a normal person because we are constantly saying yes. And we feel like it's just very hard for us to say no, so we have to learn. Like, we both have studied boundaries, books. We've read books and books on self-help of boundaries.
How we can do that, yeah.
So people who have this, you want to learn about boundaries a lot so that you can be like, yeah, that's not going to work for me.
Right, exactly. So we're going on to number 5, and that's go.
So that one is, you're sensitive to light and sound. So, oh my goodness, this one... My daughter, we hired a DJ for her birthday, her 12th birthday, and the poor girl was like so excited. She's going to have strobe lights. And I was like, yeah, we're going to have very, very light strobe lights. Like, I can't deal. I like literally can't handle it. And we had tons of teenagers in the place, and so I had to like watch them.
Yeah. So
I'm just highly sensitive to light. In fact,
and that could be when you go out in the sun too. Is if you have to have sunglasses on while your eyes are just a lot more sensitive to light or sound.
Yep.
Kind of like makes you more agitated, more irritated. You tend to listen to a little bit less like rap and like hardcore crazy stuff that makes you feel it's like almost too much for your soul to feel.
Yeah, like we both don't listen to like heavy.
I listen to like really soft acoustic music all the time. And
you
don't do that, but
I listen to a lot more like Christian rock stuff, like just more like soul filling, and we both are like more that way. Yeah.
So if you feel highly sensitive to light or sound, you could definitely be empathic.
Yep. So okay, also if you're drawn to spiritual topics or holistic or natural remedies, you probably are empathic. We both have so many essential oils. I literally go to a naturopathic doctor. I go to a normal doctor too because they have their place too. But I do a lot naturally. I personally... Is the medicine one later? Yes. Okay, we'll talk about that one in a minute. Yeah. So I do a lot naturally.
I also think that people who are empathic, they tend to feel stuff a lot. And so going and looking at like a holistic or natural way of living and of viewing stuff and of doing stuff also helps bring calm and clarity, and it like helps you set boundaries for yourself
Mm-hmm.
in like a holistic way that kind of makes more sense because you feel it in your soul. Like you just feel it. It's natural to you.
And we're drawn to like a lot of spiritual topics. Like in my Audible account and in hers, it's like a lot of like spiritual stories or out of bodies. Like we've listened to so many like out of body experiences or
And those things just kind of intrigue you.
Yeah.
It's more of just like, oh, I love to learn about this stuff and this stuff is really cool. So
Yeah.
definitely the spiritual, holistic, and natural remedies of life come a lot easier and a lot more exciting to empathics.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 7.
So if you get distracted easily, can you think of anything for this one? It's just like you're like from here and there, and then you get distracted with like, I'm reading this, and then a kid walks in the room and automatically I feel the energy of the kid. Or like, it's definitely like you just like the vibes like here,
you lose your train of thought more because you're so you pick up on what other people are going through. So you can be having a conversation with this person and this other person in the back that's talking about something else, and you can feel their energy. So you're like, oh, they're going through a really hard time. Wait, I'm with you, but I'm with them at the same time.
Yeah, it is actually a thing.
You lose your train of thought very easily.
Yeah.
All right, you're good?
8.
Number 8.
Crowded places and crowded spaces overwhelm you.
Yes.
This, okay, me and Jen actually get affected differently with this one. So you say yours.
So when people, it's easy to feel overwhelmed because there's so many people around you that it can be overwhelming. For me, it makes me kind of want to shut down and I don't want to be around a lot. Like, I like to be at a party and have a dance party and stuff every now and then, but like if I do that constantly, I'd be drained, and I kind of just more so shut down when I'm around a lot of people or a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. And for me, I feel the energy of like the room. So if it's like a dance party, I totally am like all in dancing like crazy, and I go home and I'm like crashed out. So for me, mine matches the energy of the room. And then, like I'm in it, and if it's social, I'm like social. So everybody can have it empathically a little different. Some people it shuts them down, and some people it makes them more, they match that vibration of the room of it. So
yeah,
it just depends. Like it's probably a little bit more overwhelming for you than me, where me when I get home, I'm like, whoa, I'm tired now.
Right.
So
yeah,
but we both have to have downtime after that.
Yeah, and that's one of the ones that we'll go over as well. So we're on number 9.
Number 9.
I did 8. Number 9.
Okay, avoid.
So this is avoiding funerals. It's easy to go to funerals and to feel all the energy and what everyone's going through. That's almost unbearable to even go to them.
Yeah.
Where you just might not even know the person very well, but you're just sobbing and sobbing and sobbing because of what the family is going through. You can put yourself in the shoes of the family. Yeah. And it like is so unbearable that you are literally them and they're you. And you don't even know them.
Yeah,
That's the
it
funny
doesn't
thing.
even matter because you literally feel it like...
Yeah.
In fact, I was just at one a little bit ago, and my husband was sitting next to me, and then my sister-in-law, and I had like my arms rubbing both of their backs, and I'm like, tears just streaming down my face. I just felt for them so much.
Jessica said, I'm so empathic, I totally feel...
Other people's
energy. I am learning to make boundaries so I don't carry other people's weight. I love that. That is so true.
Yeah.
And I'm excited because the next video that we do is going to be all about setting boundaries and how to help you.
If you are empathic.
If you are empathic. So that's perfect.
If you guys have comments or questions, you can ask them too.
Yes.
I know there's a bunch of people. We haven't said hi.
Yes.
So hello.
Hello, everybody.
We're trying to stick to the subject too. So
we're on number 10.
Number 10.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Okay, so...
Oh, so this is the news. So, like, if you're one that watches the news and it touches you, like, you almost can't listen to the news or watch life events going on, or when you're watching television and it's, like
horror
intense.
Stories. We both can't watch,
it becomes intense and you can't help it, or you can't breathe, you can't do anything with it. That is definitely when you're empathic, is when the world news or other events going on like almost crippleize you. Like, I can't do anything. This is too much for me. Like, I don't even read the news because it is too much for me. Yeah. So my husband will like talk about it, and even then I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much for me.
We both allow our husbands to keep up with the world stuff and protect us that way because we both can't deal.
Yeah.
Like, and our husbands are both really good with like knowledge learning that way, so we're lucky, huh?
Yeah. Kayleen says, I so relate to all of this. That's awesome.
It sounds like you're empathic.
Yeah.
So, and then also like when I first got married to my husband, he had brought in, like, I don't even know what shows. And, like, I had to stop the show in the middle and then have him walk me to my room and literally sit by me till I fell asleep. Like, it disturbed me.
Yeah.
And we don't watch that. He doesn't even watch those anymore. But, like, I cannot even watch, like, horror movies or anything like that. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just, you feel it like you're in it. So
You do. So number
11.
1. It's having a low pain tolerance. So those who are sensitive and empathic are a little bit more sensitive to medication, sensitive to other things. Like at one point, I was taking diatomaceous earth, and the person that I was talking to about it, she takes 2 tablespoons, and I took 2 tablespoons, and I was like sick for 3 days. And then we like connected back into my body, and I only needed 2 teaspoons compared to her 2 tablespoons.
yeah.
So your body's a lot more sensitive when it comes to medication. If you take a medication or you take something else, and it could like affect your body a lot more than it could other people.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can't. That's actually why we do natural stuff. Like why we're both drawn to more natural remedies, because the medications that you would get from like a doctor, they're too much for us. Like we almost can't deal. So that's actually one thing.
Yeah, it's a lot. Okay,
so
number 12. 1, 2.
So a lot of people who are empathic are animal lovers.
They can just like be by the animal and like feel their energy, love it, just love everything about it.
Yeah, they just a lot of empathic people. Not everybody has everything though.
Yeah, these are just little like things to kind of get you nudged in that direction.
And they are like, in fact, my little dog's sitting right here, laying by us, huh?
Yeah, Roxy's cute.
So, okay.
The next one, number 13.
This is need personal space and downtime. Yes, because we're always, like if my son's sad, I feel him being sad. If my husband's in a rush, I'm like, oh, he's in a rush. And it's like, dun, dun, dun. Like all these, you literally like pick up on like the whole room. We're good at reading rooms, like constant reading rooms, but you need like time where you're not feeling anybody's anything and you get back to who am I. My husband's been gone for a week, and it's actually been kind of good in a way, because not that I like him being gone, but I get to go back to who am I and like my own energy 100%.
Yeah, it's easy when you're empathic to soak in other people's energy. So if you're a lot more angry than you were before, or you're a lot more worried than you were before, it could be that you're soaking in someone else's energy around you, and it's affecting you, and you don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, and we actually both do this with our own husbands, and we both are like, we can both tell it.
We get into their energy, and then we get like drained, and it's too much.
Yeah, so we'll go into next week more of how to handle that.
Yeah. So number 14. Woo-hoo!
Do you want to do this one?
So a lot of some sorry, got a tickle in my throat. A lot of empaths have a few close friends, whereas a lot of people, like some people have like a million friends and they like talk to everybody, but when you're empathic, it's a lot harder to keep in contact with a ton of people and have deep connections with people, because there's so much energy that's involved in connecting to someone. So empathic people can also come across as being moody or disconnected at times, because it's almost like they don't want to reach out to you, or they feel like if they reach out to you, they don't have enough energy for themselves and because they're picking up on your energy.
Yeah, and this can definitely happen with a lot of your relationships, but then at the same time, you'll have like a couple select, but we still have a lot of people opening up to us. So I've actually had like friends be like, oh, I noticed that I tell you a lot of stuff, but you don't open up to me as much. And I have like a ton of people who tell me a lot, but I have a few that I tell, and it's few, and like it's a couple.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is number 15, the big 1-5. Katie, put 5 up. 555. Jesse's favorite number. 555.
Okay.
15.
Jessica. She's gonna yell at us through the message.
Jessica. Sorry.
That was funny. Okay, where are we at?
Freedom. So a big one is having freedom to breathe. So if it's having a tidy house, a clean room, a clean space, like always making sure things are clean. And when it's not clean, it almost is too overwhelming to even be in that space where you can't concentrate, you can't focus, you can't find peace, because there's so much clutter going on in the house there's clutter going on in your brain.
Yeah, and I personally, I don't, not that like against anybody who does this, but I don't really like to buy stuff from the DI or like even used, because it has other people's energy on it, and it just is over. It's just like comes with everybody. The energy is everywhere, so we just would rather buy it new.
A lot of people like to buy things new. They like to have clothes that are like I don't know, comfortable, and things that are like more ideal and realistic and new, because it's easier. You don't have like other people's energy connected with them. Yeah,
and you just pick up on it. So
yeah, so that was our 15 tips and not tips, but 15 ways of knowing if you are empathic.
You are my tribe. Oh, we love you, girl.
To see, hi Bridget and Candace, if you're both still watching.
See if we can.
Yeah.
Hi Carrie and Sandy. So yeah, so we're gonna be doing more videos like this. We're gonna do one a week. We're super excited. If you want, if anybody needs more help on, like, if you feel like you're empathic, you can contact me. And also we have an event called Inspire Her, and we're going to be talking about lots of fun stuff there. It's a women's event that you can take care of yourself.
Yeah, learning about discovering your passions, what makes you you, how to step into that, how you can do that. So our next video about this series about empathics is going to be next week, and it's about how you can kind of control that and set boundaries for yourself, so you can be who you are and still be around other people, but feel energy to actually do that. Yeah. So it's going to be really fun. And if you have questions or anything you guys want to learn more about, let us know, and we can definitely share some more.
So there is a lot of good to it. It's not just bad. Like, there's a ton of good.
There is a lot of good.
We both naturally like can help people through stuff because we pick up like how they're feeling, and so there's a lot of good to it. So this is just some of the stuff that like how you would know, but there's very good qualities to it, and there's some harder sides to it too. There's both.
Yeah, there's good and bad.
There's always good and bad with everything. So
so thanks for watching. If you guys have anything that rings true to you, write it down below.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
So we'd love to hear
especially what that is. If you're empathic in a certain way that we didn't say, because we only picked a top 15. There's definitely more. So we picked both. Some of them that hit true to us.
Yeah. So let us know what you think.
Okay.
Thanks.
Love you all. Have a good day.